Hi everybody, Jo here again. Welcome to another Technique Tuesday video. And today we're going to look at Sticker Stencil Set 4. So for those of you that have been following me for the last few weeks, on a Tuesday we've looked at each sticker stencil set. So obviously we've had 2, 3, and today we're just going to have a little look at the set number 4, and this is such a beautiful set. I always say, you can't say everyone's your favourite, can you? But I have to say there are a couple. So anybody who knows me knows I have a thing about hairs anyway. So there are a couple here that I've got to be careful and not say, but they are my favourites. But I'll whisper it and then nobody will know. So I'll just bring in some black paper. Just so, and again, you will get a little bit of reflection. I'm really sorry about that. But obviously I need my light. So the first one we've got is a stag. And this is such a beautiful design. Now remember, with these sticker stencils, they are repositionable, they are sticky on the back, and we have the innie and the outie. I'm not getting into whether we call them masks or stencils. You know me, I call things different things depending what time of day it is and what day it is. So we'll just say we get the innie and the outie. And this stag, obviously we're here in Christmas week, but it's not just for Christmas this. I'm thinking stags are great for men's cards, obviously if you've got somebody from the Highlands of Scotland, but also in interior design at the minute, stags are really on trend. Cushion covers, bedding, so that stag for me, very, very useful. I even know some people who've had sort of Highland themed weddings where a stag has featured heavily. So again, really useful for that. And then onto the hair. I mean, look at this. He is just beautiful, I have to say. And again, you've got a large area. Remember last week when we did stamping? So again, you could stamp our lovely looping in there. And how fabulous would that look? We've got so many possibilities with these, but just in colour. And again, you can colour him any colour you want. He can be a magical hair. Then onto the buildings. Now again, great for a new home card, or even, you know, I think you could turn it into a school. And that would make a lovely Hogwarts. You know, there are so many. Once you start looking at these, the ideas will keep flooding in. And again, was it last week when we did the lovely buildings from the other set with the water, made a Christmas card? I just think they are fabulous, the way you can use them. All the mediums, your brush strokes that you can use. Again, Halloween, you know, as I say, the list goes on. And lastly, we have the butterfly. Now again, this is beautiful. Now I'm sure our Emma Jo will be doing this on shrink plastic and shrinking it. I mean, she's so good with that. I mean, I'm not even looking at shrink plastic because Emma is just the queen of shrink. And I'm sure some of these will make gorgeous embellishments. So I'm waiting to watch that, and I'm sure she'll be doing that soon. So I think we'll use the butterfly one today. And so we'll pop the other 3, but again, you get all 4 in your set. And what I thought we'd do is something along these lines. Really, I just want to show you, with it being Technique Tuesday, how we can use both parts of our sticker stencil. So I'm going to start with a piece of multifarious cardstock, and it measures, I know you like it in inches, 5.5-ish square. And I've got to be honest, look, I had this ready and I've got ink on it, so we're going to use this side. But just to show you, it happens to the, you know, all of us. And we'll start with the middle bit. And I'm just want to put this on at an angle. And I'm going to do some work around it with another stencil. I love mixing my stencils. And we're going to come in with Flurry. I just thought the leaves, but we've got so many you could choose from. And I'm going to go on blue tone, so I'm coming in with my elements, but I'm using 2. I've got the Della Blue for my pale, but the lovely Blue Atoll for the corners to bring a bit of depth. That's what I'm thinking anyway. And I've got 2 brushes here. And I normally just have 1 for blue, but my Blue Atoll is quite vivid, so I've kept 1. If I go between the colours, I must admit though, I just wipe it on my Inky Binky. And I'm just going to put sort of a shape that I like. Just, yeah, I'm happy with that. And I'm going to start, again, take some off in the lid. And I just want to start sort of around the butterfly and just get a little bit. I don't want the colour strong here though. I'm just using circular motions, and because I've no idea how much colour I've got, let me lift it up. Oh, that's nice. It's a bit stronger there than I wanted, so just blend that out a bit. Oh, that's better. So I think, well, have I gone all the way around? Just a tiny bit more down there. And then I think we'll come in with this blue at all. Take some off in the lid. And this, I want to start in the corners. I just want the colour a bit sort of brighter in the corners. And again, I'm holding my brush. Remember, tickle your stencil. So gently, gently, because we can always add that colour, can't we? But if we come in too strong, and I'm just going to come this way a little. I'm not going to wink up again. I'll just see how my colours mix in. Well, that's nice. I think I can just take the deeper colour down those sides. Let's have a look. Yeah, I like that. I don't want to add any more actually. I like that, and I've got that bit of white space here which I like. So we'll pop the lids on those, and remember with these stencils it's so important to do that gently, gently. Right, and that's lovely. Now you could go round with a Sharpie pen if you wanted now, but I'm hoping I've got enough, there we go, to take that off and I can actually see where my butterfly is. Because what I'm going to do is bring in the other part of my sticker stencil. And again, I would always recommend keep it on the carrier sheet. Now I may have to bring my head over this. I just want to get this over the top now. Now I could slightly offset it if I want a bit of shadow. And you know what? If it ends up slightly offset, that's what I'll say I've done. But in all honesty, I am trying to line it up. And I think we've got it there. I think that's pretty well lined up, don't you? And I'm just going to come in with some of my Lavinia masking tape, because just here, I don't want to go, just don't want to catch those edges. And I am likely to do that. I do hope you're having a good week, ladies and gents. I hope you're feeling well. Right, I'm going to come in with my Della Blue and just add a little bit. Just want sort of the hint of suggestion of colour in this area. Don't want too much. And again, you can vary depending on how dark. Oh, look at that, you see that I obviously went too quickly. That's quite dark, so obviously we're going quite dark today. I do that thing of telling you what not to do, and then hey presto. And again, circular motions, and we're just filling this space. And because I've gone dark on that wing, I'm just going to darken this wing so that nobody will know. We'll tell everybody that is exactly how dark, how deep I wanted it. Now again, if you want it deeper, your little brush here is fabulous for just reaching. If you want to highlight these edges, or here in the middle, want to just highlight the body here, give it a bit more depth. Your little brushes are fabulous for this. So we'll add a little bit round the edge. But I'm happy with that. And then just for a little bit of interest, we're going to add some stamping, and I'm going to come in with the Sacred Spells. Now, as you know, one of my favourite all-time stamps, look. But again, it's a sentiment stamp, so I've got an arrow on the back, just so that I know. Shall we see if we've got a clean piece of copy paper? Cleanish. Yes, just so I know I'm stamping it the right way up. Now I'm not going to put this on a block. I want to sort of feel where it is. And we're going to come in with Warm Breeze. Just because I want it quite light. But I'm thinking second generation. So let's just... Yeah, that will be too deep. So, in fact... Yep, second it was. I was thinking I may use third. But I think second it is. So the reason I've taken it off the block is I want to be able to feel where it goes. And just press that stamp in those areas. And I just want a little bit more in the corners. So I link up the top bit. Take that off. And then I can just catch that little bit there, and I just want something in that corner, look, and I'm just wondering if I can catch just that. That's enough for me. Maybe just see if we can get just the hint of a word there. And again, I think the script across it. So we're going to add a little bit of stamping now. And I've got this beautiful stamp set, and this is called Butterflies. And there's 4 butterflies on here. And we'll come in with Twilight. So my stamping, again, I'm using my permanent inks. And I'm just keeping the blue tones. Now there's 4 butterflies, and I'm using the largest one first. And I'm thinking, let's have 3 of these. And maybe just have one coming off up there. I'm just going to grab my wet cloth, give that a wipe, dry it on my inky binky. Don't worry, don't know about you, but I have this little friend in my craft room, and she does interrupt sometimes. Even when I don't say her name. It's quite funny when I'm doing workshops and things. Sometimes she does talk. Right, we'll have one there. And as I say, there's 4 different butterflies on here. So I'm going to do a combination. I like to use all 4. I just thought for me it was nice to have sort of butterflies in a butterfly. Now, a group of butterflies, is that a kaleidoscope? In my head, it is. But you know what my head's like. It's such a funny space. So if it isn't, I do apologise. But I seem to think it's a kaleidoscope of butterflies in here that we're building up. Let's just get the little bit down there. Like we've mentioned before, sometimes you need just a little bit. We don't need the whole thing. And I love this one, look. I don't know, can you see this one just on the side? So it's sort of flying sideways. So I need one of him. I think there. Do you know what? I think just a little bit in that. I think we're done. I don't want to overcook it with my butterflies. Pop that over there. Now, what we do need to watch is that the ink, obviously VersaFine clay is a slower drying ink, and it will dry even slower on your sticker stencil and it will smudge. If you tried to wipe this now, you'd probably get it on your design. So my gut feeling is just be very careful when you're taking your sticker stencil off. Look at that tape, it comes off beautifully. So again, let's just peel this off. Look at that. I have to say I'm so pleased with that. I think it's lovely. I'm going to stamp my sentiment now. And I just love the sentiment. Don't forget to fly, with it being my butterflies. And I'm going with the same Twilight just to keep it all tone on tone. And we're just going to pop that down there. Lovely. Now, before I take my paper away, I'm just going to blot it just before we do the next bit. So this way you can see how you can use your innies and your outies. I mean, you can use them both together on one project. Now this stands out beautifully and you could leave it at this stage, but I just like to come in with my pastel pencils and we'll go for this lovely deep blue. And we're just going to edge all the way round. And the reason I'm using my pastel pencils is because I want to smudge it a little. I think it helps with the whole effect. So if I bring in, this is a cotton bud, it's a biodegradable one, because obviously, you know, we have to look after our environment. You could use a little stump if you've got a paper stump. And I just like to smudge the pastel. Again, you can use your finger if you want. I just thought by the time I've gone round, my finger will be so dark blue. And that smudging, for me, it helps with the lovely, almost fuzzy feel of the shadow. I just think it looks nicer. But again, that's just me. You don't have to add the shading if you don't want. We all have things we like, don't we? For me, I just love the shading. I think it makes the design. And you know what, sometimes it's nice to just take a few minutes out and just add these finishing touches. For me, they make the design. It's the finishing touches, I've got to be honest, it is my favourite bit. I think it just helps make the whole design pop and make it look like it's 3D. And I love doing that. I love making designs. You know, we create on a flat piece of card, but if we can make it look like there's more of a 3D element. But again, there's no reason why you couldn't go around with a pencil, trace the shape and make yourself a 3D butterfly. Maybe put, say, a parchment or an acetate one on top on the wings. That would look beautiful, wouldn't it? Right, so if we turn it round the correct way, see, I think that's lovely. I think I need it a little bit deeper here and a little bit deeper here. I think that will just help. But again, you can build the colour up. For me, that really makes it pop. It makes it just look so much more 3D. But with our white, let's pop that back and get the white out. Let's just add a little bit onto the wings. And again, for me, I just love adding a little bit of highlight. Again, if I do one side, say, let's do this one in the middle. Look, can you see? And for me, this side just looks so much better than this. But again, it's a personal preference. Could use your white gel pen for this. I just like the way the pastel, as I say, it almost gives that chalky effect. But again, put them straight away. I'm very precious over my pencils. Must look after them. And then a last little thing, I just want to add some little splats with my, this is one of the glittery, the sparkly Posca pens. But I want to protect my butterfly. So I'm just going to look where I've put the innie. And because I've done that, look, I can just momentarily use this as a little mask, look. Shake my Posca. And let's just add a few little splats. And I love this because when it dries, it'll be quite glittery and sparkly. And I'm going for the blue, keeping the colour tones. Although if you wanted a bit more sparkle, the yellow would look fabulous. It would really show up. Just a few there. Again, and I'm controlling. I'm putting the lid the nib, sorry, where I want my splats. So I'm actually controlling where the splats are. And lift that up, look. And there we go. So we've used it to actually protect the area underneath. And then if I bring in, I've got a lovely piece of blue. It's almost like a midnight blue, look. It's quite shiny piece of card. And this is from, if I just show you, this is from the quality card, and this is the Majestic. And it's got the most wonderful colours in. Look, if I very quickly, have we got time? Can I show you just before I go? I know I talk too much, but look at those colours. Burgundy, the silver, this lovely green, and the blue. And for me, so that's the Majestic. There are different ranges, but do check them out. It's the Lavinia Stamps card, and it's fabulous. And for me, I just thought that was the right colour. And if I bring, I've got a spare piece of white, look, and that just helps it pop. So I just thought it was a nice little way, let's bring in my original, of just seeing how you can use sort of your innies and your outies. And for me, it was just a play on the using a butterfly in a butterfly. Now look at that. That I put too much colour in, didn't I? But I've got to be honest, I actually prefer it to this one. So again, there we go. We've just had a happy accident together. Not often you can say that, is it now? So I hope you have fun. I hope you enjoy yourself. If this week you're struggling, drop me a line. I'll happily answer you. Honestly, nobody should be on their own and feeling sad. I hope you all have a lovely, lovely time. But as I say, if not, just drop me a line and I'll send you a hug. Because that's what we do. We look after each other on here. So you take care, everybody, and I'll see you again next week. Much love and hugs from me. Bye for now.